People seem to have a lot of resistance when talking about the transformation. And here's what I want you to get. Leadership requires that you claim it, that you own it. And I think it's hard for people when we're like, I don't know if I can fully step into that outcome. I'm afraid to say that for some reason. Now I'm on the hook. What if somebody doesn't get that transformation? But that is the intention of why you're doing what you're doing. So we have to claim it. And I find that a lot of times the reason why people don't clearly say what they do and they're not visible is because they're not stepping into this vibration. They're not really ready and they're not really willing to allow in claiming this authority. But that is what people want. They want you to say, I'm here, I'm available, this is who I serve, this is what I do. Now, it's a given that because you're a human and not a robot, you might fail forward. You might make a mistake, but part of being visible, yes, is being willing to publicly course correct, to learn from things, to show up and take responsibility, to be better at things. But that's all a given for all of us. I want you to really listen to your gut. And I want you to also get that part of what we're doing in the Lighthouse Collective is what I consider myself to be like a soulful business coach, because I do think that it's inner game and outer game. And I want you in every conversation we have to have what I just said. I don't just want you to have information. I want you to have a transformation. And the transformation piece of this is you have to be willing to step into allowing. You have to be willing to let go of your resistance. I just had Anne Lamott on the podcast, and she said it all comes down to resist less and allow more. And what we typically do is we wake up every day, and because our brains are an artifact to what we thought yesterday and how we felt yesterday, and those neural pathways are so hardwired, we are calibrating to a situation every single day rather than calibrating to our soul, to the possibility, to what is available in the field, to what is actually here vibrationally, what's already created vibrationally. And when you come back to center, and I highly recommend waking up and meditating every single day, coming back to center, just meditation, when you are focused on breath, when you're focused on the sound of the refrigerator, when you're focused on your feet as you're walking through the grass, all of that is designed to have you focus your attention somewhere while allowing your energy to rise, allowing you to get back up into the magnet. Remember that we know from science that when we are in stress, when we are in fight or flight, all of our energy drops into our extremities, and we are no longer offering an electromagnetic charge. And when we are not in fight or flight, when we are not in the hardwired neural pathways that are emitting cortisol into our body, we come back into resonance, we come back into alignment, and now there's literally a positive charge at the head and a negative charge at the feet. And they do this with a magnetometer and they see it. That's when you step into this vortex. You're swimming in a sea of atoms. You are constantly co-creating your reality with your energy. Your personality absolutely affects your personal reality. Your personality is a combination of what you think, how you feel, and what action you take. That's what your personality is. Well, when we do the same thought and the same mood and the same action over and over and over again, we will have the exact same day that we had yesterday. Don't expect anything different. That's insanity. But if you change your energy, if you raise your state, if you change your vibration and you start calibrating to that true state, that centered place where you feel powerful, where you feel love, where you feel generous, where you feel excited, where you are in a state of allowing, from that place, you can claim all of this. The divine downloads are going to come. You're going to know the words to say. And when you use any of these strategies, they will actually work. because I can sit here and tell you why I think podcasting is better than YouTube. My friend Sunny Lenarduzzi will tell you that YouTube is better than podcasting. Somebody else is going to tell you that evergreen launches work better than live launches. I think live launches work better than webinars. I'd never do a webinar. It actually doesn't really matter. What matters is what is shining through that vessel, what is coming through. We buy how we feel, transformation. And when you offer anything, whether it's a product or a membership or a service, if that transformation isn't happening, it won't matter how beautiful the sales copy is, and it won't matter how much you spend on Facebook ads, you will come up short. But if the transformation is there, people will be glued. And that's why I'm so happy to report this, that we are nowhere near any of the statistics in terms of how I launched. I started, and again, you're going to come behind the scenes of my business. The last launch of Made to Do This was almost a $3.5 million launch. That's with not having a relationship. The majority of the people who signed up for the program are cold traffic. That's something that's not happening in this business. But it's happening because there's a transformation happening between people. There's a resonance. There's an emotional, actual uplift. There's an actual breakthrough. So you're going to need both, right? You're going to need to have the vessel, the tactics, the structure, but the light has to then pour through it. So you are that light. So get into, you can feel it, right? You can feel where in your body actually right now, take your hand, where can you feel the rising? Where do you start to feel that rise? Is it here? Is it here? Do you feel it in here? Do you feel it like above your crown chakra? Where do you feel that rising? Right in here? Good, good. Now, see if you can feel it 10% more. Now think about the person you're meant to serve and where they need you to hold vibrationally for them. Where energetically do you need to hold? Can you hold here? No, you need to be here for their success. That's what they want. They want to enter into that stream. Okay. Now, where do you feel the resistance? Is it like here? Is it like in your gut? Is it like chest beating? Is it in the neck? Right? Yeah. That's the old familiar self. That's all the neuroprogramming of like, it ain't possible, limited, scarce, you're going to look stupid. What's your dad going to think? Don't go live. You need to lose the weight. You're not qualified. That's heavy. Yeah, that's heavy. And it takes courage to surrender that resistance. But we know when we're out of alignment with our soul because it doesn't feel good. So when you're in resistance and you go, this doesn't feel good, that's the light that you're not in alignment with you. Because the higher being, the you of you, call on it for a second. It's amazing how every person can call on it. And when you call on it, you go, oh, that part of me is totally at peace. And not just at peace, is like wise and happy and feels good and knows that everything's always happening for me. And if you start to connect with that and calibrate to that part of you in the beginning of the day, then as your day goes on, I want you to ask the divine. I want you to ask the universe to send you clues that calibrating to that is serving you, and that the synchronicity starts to come, because it will. We can't have a desire and expect something and at the same time doubt it and really doubt it and really doubt it more and see it actually happen. Because we emit an energetic around that. How many people do you know who are single? I just thought of somebody in my mind. And this person's like, I want so badly to get married. And in their energy, you can feel so palpably, people don't show up for me. It never works out for me. I think all the good ones are gone, right? What does that do? How does that get involved in the picture? Oh, it absolutely does, right? It absolutely does. When we align with our soul, with our highest vibration, we align with, oh my God, didn't you see that? That's working for me. That's working for me. That's another clue. I love that person. There's momentum. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go show up. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to be available. I'm going to offer myself. I can't wait to see where this is going to go. And now it's just going. And it's so easy, right? It's so much easier than we make it. So from that place of claiming your magic, from the place of letting go of the resistance and stepping into the allowing, when you go to think about, who do I serve and what transformation do I offer this person when I'm connected and grounded in my truth, in my most relatable place? As Allison Bird said, she said, people are afraid of their power, right? No, that's a beautiful place to be. So when you are in that place, who do you serve and what do you do for those people? Take a second now and write and see what comes up. And this doesn't have to be succinct and perfect yet, because you're going to get a chance to workshop it. So just let's see what comes out here.